So today I'm going to show you our Pixie Crystals. Now these are something that you can add to give the nail texture over the surface. It's just a really fun something to add to give a lot more shine, a little more dimension. So what I've got 3 nails that I've sculpted out already. On the first nail, I'm just going to show you just how to use the Pixie Crystals, just using them by themselves. I'm just going to go in with my ultimate top coat, my ultimate finish top coat, and I'm going to do, as Greg would say, a nice healthy amount of our top coat, just brushing all the way through. I'm going to use one of our mixing jars as just kind of a catch-all, so that when I pour out my crystals, they're going to go into that jar so that I'm not going to waste them. I haven't cured that top coat yet. I want that wet surface so that my crystals will grab onto it. And just kind of carefully, you don't have to be super careful as long as you got that little catch jar underneath. Whatever doesn't adhere into that top coat will generally fall down into the jar. But I kind of like to be a little bit cautious so I don't have to pour too much back in. You do want to make sure that these are right down into that top coat so that they get a good seal down in there. Now if I feel like I need to add any more, sometimes I'll just go in and just pick up maybe one piece at a time, because sometimes there might be just that little bit of space that you need to fill in, especially around those edges. A lot of times I feel like I get kind of an empty spot around my edge. All right, now again, you guys, this is something that is going to go on top of the nail. It's not going to go in the nail, so you're not going to cap this with anything over the top. That's why I'm using the Ultimate Finish top coat, because the Ultimate Finish is a tack-free top coat. So when this cures, I'm not going to have to worry about wiping off a tacky surface. If there was a tacky surface in between these crystals, you wouldn't really be able to get in there to get that cleaned off. So then kind of what can happen is if you don't clean off that tacky surface, it's going to collect dust and debris and stuff, and it's not going to give you that really good, nice high shine. So that's why I recommend using the Ultimate Finish. And then I'm going to go ahead and cure this. And we'll do a full 60-second, up to 2-minute cure with the Ultimate Finish top coat. Okay, so our first nail is completely cured out. So again, at this point, after using the Ultimate Finish, there's no tacky surface to wipe off. Everything is cured all the way through. So you're good to go on that nail. A lot of times what I like to do, just to be sure that there wasn't anything poking off the sides or kind of hanging down, is I'll come through with my buffer just to kind of catch those edges underneath, just to make sure that there's no rough edges or anything that my client is going to catch her nail on underneath. Okay, so let's go to our second nail. So this nail, I applied 2 coats of our Manicure Black. I'm going to come in with a coat of our Ultimate Finish, and this is going to give the crystals a layer to adhere to. Now you'll be able to see that with different colors, you're going to get a little bit different dimension, a little bit of a different texture, just a little bit of a different look to it. So that's why I want to show you guys with the clear and then also with the black. And to me, this nail actually looks kind of like, I don't know what they're actually called. It's like a geode when they crack open the rock and it has that crystals on the inside. That's what this kind of looks like to me. And again, if you need to use your brush, go ahead and use your brush. Just kind of press those down in. And again, with these, I don't tend to go all the way to the edge. I don't know if you can see that at all on camera, but I do leave just a little hairline of space around the edge, again, so that they don't catch for my client, so that they don't have to worry about scratching themselves. You know, if they've got kids, scratching kids. So just kind of leave just a slight edge around the base of the nail. And then we'll go ahead and cure that one. Okay, so for our third nail, I'm going to show you how to use this rather than as a full coverage, but incorporating it into your designs. Today, I know we've got the holidays coming up. I know it's kind of soon to start thinking about that, but it's time, it's coming. So I'm going to show you how to use the crystals with kind of a Christmas ornament design. So I'm just going to draw kind of a circle on here, and then we'll fill it in. This is going to be our Christmas ornament, and then we'll use the crystals on top of it to fill in and give it a little bit more dimension. Okay, so we're gonna cure that. And this I'm just gonna give it just a quick 10 to 30 second freeze. I'm gonna use one of our new striping paints. This is our white. And we're gonna just use the white as just a little bit of a detail. Okay, again, I'm gonna freeze that into place really quick for just a couple seconds. So on this one, again, I'm gonna do just a little bit more detail. I'm gonna turn the finger around a little bit here so I have a little better angle. I'm gonna take a little bit of our striping paint, and I'm just going to put that right onto my palette. Because with this point, I want just that really fine micro detailer brush to do my design here. I'm just gonna create my little bow. You guys can see I'm a little shaky, but that's okay. Just gonna try to stabilize my hand here the best that I can. Let's go ahead and put that back into the light again for just a quick freeze into place. Our design is done. Now I just want to use the crystals to add a little bit more texture and dimension to the nail. So I'm going to go ahead and top coat the whole nail. And then before I cure it, I'm going to place my crystals right into that decoration, into that Christmas ball. So now at this point, I'm going to pour out some of those crystals. I'm not going to just pour it right onto the nail because this one I want to be a little bit more particular where they go. So again, I'm just using my gel brush and just kind of picking those up a few at a time and placing them down in. So again, I still used the Ultimate Finish top coat, so when this cures, it's not going to have that tacky surface to wipe off, and everything is going to be set and good to go. So if you don't have them perfectly on there, that's okay. I'm going to show you how to kind of clean them up and just move them around where you need them. So as you're setting them down, don't worry if they're not perfectly on your design. You can always move them until you get them into the light. You could also use a dotting tool if that works better for you. Whatever works good for you to pick up your crystals. So then I'm going to grab my micro detailer again, and with this now I can kind of come in and I can move those into place, make sure that they're right up into that design, right where I want them. Okay. And if you see there's a little bit of a texture that I kind of moved the top coat around with my brush, I'm just going to take just a little bit more top coat, not much, just kind of what's on the brush, and just smooth through that. Make sure that you have a nice smooth surface, and then again we will go ahead and cure that all the way through for a full 60 seconds. So hopefully that'll give you guys a little inspiration for the holidays, and hope you enjoyed the sneak peek of the new products coming up.
Subscribe.